Hey Virgo, what's going on? It's your girl D here with your Saturn retrograde reading for the month of June. Actually, Saturn's going to be in retrograde until October, but I'm just putting June 2022 on it because this is the month in which I'm recording the video. This is going to be a general reading. It doesn't matter what placements of Virgo you have, but it's going to resonate specifically with those who have Saturn in Virgo. Or who just have a regular Saturn, Saturn in Virgo. Maybe your North Node is in Virgo and Saturn is there. Okay, yeah, we'll go with that. Oh, also, if you have a South Node in Virgo, this might resonate with you as well. Because we're dealing with the Saturn energies, which is karma, and we're dealing with Pluto as well. Pluto is reincarnation. So what I want to recommend is before you watch this video, or after, one or the other, but preferably before you watch it, you go to the 8th House Energy Community tab, and you look for the posting that I did on June 6th, okay, on June 4th, because that is going to explain to you the way that this reading is going to be set up, so that you would be able to understand it a little bit better, all right, because it explains the relationship between Saturn and Pluto, and why, and then, the fact that both of these energies are in retrograde with one another. They are in retrograde right now. They're both going to be in retrograde until the end of, actually till October. All right, so we got the whole summer to work with these energies, okay, in the lab, working with these energies. And, yeah, so we'll have the whole summer to work with them. So they go together. You can't have one without the other, okay? When you reincarnate, you have karma from past life. And reincarnation is Pluto. Saturn is karma. So we're dealing with past karma, present karma, and future karma. And I explain the difference between the three in the community tab. So please, that's why I want you to check that out so that you understand moving forward how the reading goes. Now, maybe you want to watch the reading first. Watch the reading first. Go look at the community tab. Look at the posting for June 4th. It'll start off with, hey, 8th house community, I hope all is well. And then it'll say something about Saturn in retrograde in Aquarius. Read that, and then come watch the video again. All right? And then it'll also refer you to watch the Saturn in retrograde readings for 2021, because Saturn was in retrograde last year in Aquarius in 2021. In the same area of life that we're talking about now, as well as Pluto being in retrograde in 2021 in the house of Capricorn, just like it was last year. So I did the readings for you last year, so you may want to check those out. See if you're still experiencing the same things that you were experiencing, especially if you resonated. If so, the planets are in retrograde as a time of reflection, to reflect back, to do some inner work, to do some shadow work. All right, so you have all summer to rock with that. If you handled what you need to handle last year, you may have some new challenges that you're reflecting on, okay? But just take what resonates, leave the rest, all right? If you need a personal, my information is in the box below. I'll be glad to do a personal reading for you where we look at your Saturn natally, your Saturn placements, your Pluto placements, and how they relate in this lifetime, right? Versus what happened in the last lifetime. So with that being said, let's get into it. So Virgo, we're looking at your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're looking at your 5th and 6th houses. Your 5th house is where Pluto is. So this is the Pluto energy, these black cards. Pluto in retrograde is there. All right. And then we're looking at the Saturn energies. Pluto's all about your rebirth, reincarnation, going through transformation in this life, leaving karmic cycles behind in this life. And then moving on so that you can create new karma. And speaking of karma, Saturn is the energy that we're dealing here, which is in your 6th house, right? So your 6th house. So your 5th house has to do with, your child, the inner child in you, maybe healing some inner childhood wounds is what we might talk about here. It could also talk about childish behavior. It could talk about, fetishes, love affairs in a reference to situationships, one-night stands, the things you like to do for fun, the things you do for enjoyment. That's what the 5th house talks about. So that has a lot to do with what's going on with Pluto for you. All right, so maybe outgrowing some things, or metamorphing out of one state of mind in reference to those things of Leo, and metamorphing into something else. Now with the Saturn energy, we're dealing with the sixth house. That has to do with your routines, your patterns, your the way you look at things as far as what you focus on as far as a priority, what's most important to you. Also, it has to do with your routines and your patterns and the things that you consciously are aware of that you do. All right. So we're dealing with fifth and sixth house energy. So let's get into it. So karma in your sixth house in the past life. All right. So we have the falseness energy. It came out in reverse. So you may have been around some people who were shady to you in the past life. They may have did some dirt to you. Or you could have been the one who was shady to someone in the past life. We have that, yeah, see, envious. So this person was envious of you. This could have been somebody you may have had a one night stand with. This could have been someone who might have been a childhood friend who was envious to you. Like in this lifetime, this could be somebody who was envious of you as a child. Or you could have been the child who was envious of someone. But there's a falseness around you from a past life energy that has transferred into this life that you're going to have to deal with, whether it's somebody you're dealing with or whether you had those energies. Now, in this life, which represents this energy here, you're taking those past life energies and, maybe when you passed away, they were not unresolved. So as a result, they have to be resolved in this lifetime, right? So we're dealing with that, and then we're dealing with the karma that you currently create in this life while you're dealing with that past life karma. So when we're talking about the current life, we're talking about the journey energy. It came out in reverse. So this is an energy of somebody maybe not being able to move forward until they resolve that energy. Okay, or maybe you're not going to be able to move forward until you resolve that energy, or somebody you're dealing with, you're not going to be able to let go of them until that energy is resolved. And with the fifth house energy, what needs to change is there's Pluto deals with power. So there's a power struggle. Okay, it could be internally within yourself. You may not be able to move forward past this karma because maybe you're dealing with envy from someone else. If you are, this is somebody you may have to let go of. Okay. If this is you, you're going to have to let go of this. You're going to have to understand why you're dealing with this envious energy. And what we're going to do in the extended is get into that a little bit. Okay. So there's an energy of someone, it could be with the journey energy in reverse, somebody's trying to stop someone because they're envious of them. And they're trying to stop them from moving forward with trying to control them with the element of power. Okay, so they could be trying to control this person sexually. This could be you dealing with an issue with a parent who might be trying to control you or keep you from doing something or moving forward in some sort of way. Okay, or you could be somebody who's envious of your child. And maybe you're trying to keep your child from doing something because of maybe something you experienced in the past life, some envy and jealousy. And maybe maybe you're being overprotective or something like that. We'll see what's going on. But if you don't resolve this energy in this life, what could happen moving forward, especially when the planets go direct in October, what you may deal with if you haven't resolved this is you may deal with the situation constantly coming up. This consistency card has come up for the last 3 signs that I've done, whether it's come up in retrograde, in reverse, or upright. I just did Cancer, Gemini, and Leo. And this constancy card has come up in at least 3 of those 4 readings I've already done. So, if you have major placements in those areas, you may want to take a look at it, okay? But there's going to be consistency of envy, or there's going to be a consistent energy, envy, jealousy, power controls, because you could be dealing with someone who's bullying you. Or you may have been a bully to someone in your childhood, and now as an adult, you're being bullied. That could be the case. For some of you, if you're bullying someone, bullying to me is you harassing someone who can't defend themselves in that manner, or maybe non-confrontational, and you are. So maybe you were bullied in a past life and now you are bullying people, and you're realizing, okay, why was I in that energy? Let me switch out of it. So now when the planets go direct in October, you come out of that energy and you realize what you were doing, and because maybe there was an energy, because look at this. This is the dark energy. This is the Pluto energy we're dealing with. Power, envy, and control. I'm sorry, well, control, yeah. But somebody's bullying someone because they're trying to overpower them because they're envious of them. Or somebody's envious of a situation because they don't have power because they're being bullied. It could be any of these combinations, but this is what we're dealing with in reference to your past life energy. Now, again, this could be something that went on with a lover because we're dealing with the fifth house. So a lover, a situationship, maybe somebody doesn't want anything long term and the other person does. And so the other person has decided, you know what, I'm about to be out. You're not giving me what I want. But the other person could be trying to keep that person around, trying to have a power control over them and trying to put them in the journey energy in reverse so that they can't leave. But there's definitely an issue of someone being bullied by somebody who has power and control over them to a certain extent. And it really just has to do with someone being envious, someone being jealous, someone hiding their enviness, hiding their envious energies with the falseness energy in reverse. So you could have somebody around you who is they got their claw in you in some way, shape, or form, and you realize this, but you may not know what it's about. You may not know that it's just because this person is envious and jealous, or you're starting to see behavior with this person, and you're like, wait a minute, I'm gonna have to chill. Now it could be that you're seeing it in your child. Maybe your child is doing this to one of the other siblings, and you need to check this energy. And if you don't check it, then your child may grow up to be a bully. Okay, if you see it starting off, if it's not that, again, this is something that happened to you in a past life. Maybe you were bullied, and as a result, now you're coming into energy where you bullied people when you were a child, and now growing up, and now you're realizing, okay, I was a bully, and you're, looking back at that, and you don't like that behavior, and you're trying to switch it out, or you're trying to change it. And if you, do change it, then positive things will come to you. If you don't, then you may end up running into somebody who would bully you in some way, shape, or form, in a form of controlling you, or seeing that you're envious, and then as a result using that to manipulate you as a power struggle or power control. But there's definitely that dynamic here. But somebody's definitely trying to stop someone around. It's someone that you're around or someone around you who you had a past life connection with. This could be somebody you have kids with, okay? Or in a past life you two were kids and this person bullied you. And the past life could be when you were a kid in this lifetime, okay? And now maybe you and this person are older, and maybe you run into this person again, and now this person, as an adult, they're very aggressive. I had an issue like that when I was a kid. I was bullied by this guy. You know how little boys are when they like you. Sometimes they are violent towards you, which is crazy, but that's what they say. But I don't feel. I think that's a problem. That's an issue. And so, he slammed me on the ground when we were in third grade. And then when we got older, he apologized to me, but we connected again, and he did me dirty as an adult. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So that type of energy could be going on here. So if you're somebody who's, doing that, or you're receiving that energy, it's up to you to walk away from it. Either way, it's up to you to walk away from it. Else, moving forward, you're creating negative karma for the rest of your days here. And if you don't resolve that karma when you leave, it's just going to come back towards you in your next life. So you're going to have to deal with that shit again in the next life. It's just the cycle repeats itself. So a lot of times if we look at our chart, we can see a lot of the things that have happened to us in the past life are going on right now in this life. It is so uncanny how the past life mimics what's going on right now in our current lives, especially if we're not knowledgeable of it. And when we start to examine our chart, start to examine our behavior and the relationships we were in and the things that we could have dealt with in the past life, it's crazy that the similarities you'll see. And what it does is it gives you foresight, like, oh, okay, so I understand why I'm dealing with this. I understand why I feel this way about this. Let me see if I can make changes now so that moving forward. And so you're supposed to look at that, and this is the energy you're supposed to be in. You're supposed to be in a lab all summer, right? Of course you want to have fun but the planets are in retrograde. So you want to be in a lab, as in working on yourself. Planets in retrograde means self-reflection in reference to those energies and how they are affecting you, or how you're using them, or how you were misusing them, or how you weren't using them to your benefit. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. And like I said, Pluto is karma, past, present, and future, and it cycles. Okay, it goes in a cycle. And, as we reincarnate from one life to another with the Pluto energy, we bring that karma with us. So this is why Pluto and Saturn are being tied together in this reading. So with that being said, we're going to see what this bullying, envious, controlling energy is around you. It could be somebody that you're currently in a relationship with, a situationship with, somebody you may have had a one night stand with, and they may have caught feelings, okay, and this person is envious and jealous and trying to control you. This could be somebody you never really wanted a serious relationship with. Maybe you ended up having a situationship and you guys had children, and now that you're realizing this is somebody you really don't want to make a long-term commitment to, they're trying to control you and manipulate you. Maybe they're trying to control you by using your kids against you. I mean, it could be any of those types of things. Maybe they're bullying your children because, they look at your children and remind you of them, and maybe this person feels like you did them dirty. Maybe your children are suffering because of the connection you're in. So maybe in school they're acting out, bullying children. Like it could be any of these things, okay? But we really have to look at the psychological behavior behind it, and that includes the bullying, the power struggles, and the power control, and the envy. Okay, that's the psychological energies behind why you're repeating these patterns, or why these patterns are going to repeat if you don't check it. Okay, so we're going to go into the extended and tap into that and find out what's up. I'm going to pull 3 cards for each, past, present, and future. I'm going to pull 2 or 3 cards for the psychological aspect behind it so that you may get a better understanding of it. Okay, so if this resonates with you, make sure you click that like button. If you want to leave a comment on how it resonates, sometimes YouTube turns my comments off. I will try to go back in. I do go back in regularly and try to check it, but sometimes I can't. There's just too many videos. All right, but you can leave it a comment on another video or send me an email if you want to and let me know, hey, this is what's going on. My information is in the box below the video. All right. So yeah, if you need a personal, that information is down there, and we can do this individually and look at your chart individually. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and please don't forget to go to the community tab. Look for the posting on June 4th. Read that thoroughly so that you understand how to look at the Saturn and the Saturn energy. And it'll tell you to look back at the Saturn retrograde, Pluto retrograde energies for 2021. So look back at those as well. And also I did the Pluto 2022 energies about a month ago. Check those out, okay? And we're going to go ahead to the extended. So the link to the extended's in the box below. Feel free to join. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's cool. It's not going to resonate with everybody. But, if it does, check out the extended. It may be worth your time and energy and effort. And it'll help you to, maybe look at some things that maybe from a different perspective may help you make better decisions, right? So that you don't move forward creating negative karma. All right, so with that being said, I'll see you guys in the extended or in the next reading. Later, Virgo.